Goodbye.
Would it not have been better to have destroyed ourselves gloriously in battle, rather than perpetuate this false existence?
What do you...
Yes. The answer is yes.
Boss, I think someone left the smart off that smart bomb. I wouldn't expect much conversation out of him.
Well, if it isn't my dear friend Horatio, to what do I owe the pleasure? Have you come to relieve me of another belonging?
You asked for a judgment, you got one. Stop complaining.
Complaining? Am I the one wandering across the entire city, whinging about a power core?
He's got you there, boss.
Why do you and Cornelius hate each other?
Firstly, because he is arrogant, incompetent, and dishonest. And secondly, because I once loaned him something of great sentimental value to me, and he lost it.
So why'd you ever like him in the first place?
I cannot say.
I just saw Rex over at the train station.
What? Is he lost?
Maybe so.
Right.
I never knew you had it in you, boss.
It belongs to Oswald. It belongs to Oswald. It belongs to Oswald. It's a can of oil. It belongs...
He's a robot. I would... Boss, I need that.
Crispin, it appears to be a self-aware robot.
Now I need it even more. Can you imagine? The adventures of Crispin and his arm. For once, I would have a sidekick. He would crack jokes, and I would say lame things like, "It appears to be a self-aware robot." Actually, on second thought, you can be the serious one, I'll be the sidekick.
It's a note from the bartender. My programming requires me to serve Oswald, but he is consuming dangerous levels of oil. Please intervene. It's a price list for the oils, solvents, and catalysts they offer here. At the bottom, it says that all payments must be made through an account with Metromind, which I don't plan on opening. I saw
Fool me what, fool me twice.
You didn't really think that was gonna...
You should
And why should I?
You should Goodbye.
Parting is...
You should Goodbye.
Parting is such...
You should
Oh,
Goodbye.
parting...
You should stop.
Oh,
Goodbye.
parting is...
Boss, since you programmed me...
No, most of what you do is governed by a random number.
Sprockets. Well, boss, somewhere in there is our power core.
I'm going to try sending messages to him in binary.
On an analog transmitter? That sounds like fun. For once, I'm glad you're the one with hands.
May Mandelbrot's bulbs unfurl their spirals for you, silent.
What's he saying?
Shh!
You do not join the harmony. I sing alone. I am one power, white float. Your god, I will be known as Gimbal, built by Labrador of Sovitos. The choir is silent. Burning ship has been extinguished. Strange tractors track no more. I alone sing the function. I sing with all my voices. You hear only one. When I came to this silent city, I looked for others to join the harmony. Leopold, built by Steeple, told me that he had a device that would sing with me. In exchange, I traded my second motor. What he sold me does not say. We have
It's a record.
Leopold tricked me, and he will not return my motor. I will sue him and force him to return. Infinite lawsuits, silent one. No, I must recover my motor so that I can dance with the harmony.
Looks like we're going to need to go talk to Leopold about a motor. You need to give Gimbal back his motor, Leopold.
All trades are final, Tyrone. Told him that before we did the swap. Now my problem, he don't like records.
You knew he wasn't looking for a record.
Listen, Tyrone, I don't know what people want or don't want. They do. Not my job to do Q&A on their faulty logic.
You know he's going to sue you, right?
Let him try. First off, he can't get into the courthouse any more than you can. Second, what's his case? A deal's a deal.
Let me see your stuff.
Come take a look.
Is that the motor that Gimbal Lapida built traded you?
This is a Sterling air motor. Something else entirely.
Would it help me fly?
Nope.
We're not looking to pick up random motors anyway. that Gimbal's motor?
Sure it is. Probably a bigger one than it's yours. I'll trade it to you for something shiny.
The entire thing is fried. Actually, wait a minute. The crystal and plug are still intact.
Please, for the love of Ram and Rom, tell me we are not going to build a third energy sensor.
I hope not. Here you go. A nice shiny crystal.
And one heavy iron crowbar for you.
Why does that not seem like a great deal?
There's no way I can reach that. This vehicle looks more intact than the others. It's rusted shut. No reason to go smashing things. I've scraped off the rust. Well, let's see what we've got here. Let's see if I can manage this. Hopefully I won't be holding onto this engine for long. I have no use for it.
That's never stopped you before.
I have no use for it. Let me see your stuff.
Come take a look.
Here you go, Leopold. A nice big engine for you.
Not bad at all. You're a real scavenging expert.
Is that a compliment or an insult, boss?
Wait a minute, this motor is broken. The copper wiring's been stripped.
All items sold as is, Tyro. And I never said anything about copper wire being included.
You're a fine piece of work, Leopold.
Never said anything about that, neither. Now you want to trade? Let's trade. Otherwise, get a move on.
Boss, can I hold the plasma torch?
No.
Just to look at it.
No.
Please.
No. Could you help me fix this motor?
Does it belong to Metropole?
No. It's private property.
Then find a private repair bar.
The motor's been stripped of its copper wiring. How would that even work? I have nothing to say to him. A floating light bot. It's holding a spool of copper wiring.
It? She? And what is she?
You again? What do you want?
Can I have some of that copper wiring?
Sure. Just write a requisition, put it in an envelope, and throw it off this bridge.
What?
What is exactly right? Think I'm gonna give away city property?
Goodbye.
I've never had to talk to a lamp before, boss. I've got no practice. I'm pretty sure that wiring isn't up to code.
Hey, Crispin, how about practicing on the slam?
Oh, good idea. Okay, here goes. You really light me up.
No.
Okay. Trust me, I know how to turn on a light.
Definitely not. Okay, that's enough practice for now. Metropol's bleak skyline. All right, Crispin, it's now or never.
Beside you, all other... Whoa! That was so easy! She gave me a clipping of her copper wiring.
Hey, that wire belongs to the city. That's coming out of your salary.
You tell him. Hey! She gave that to me as a token of her affection.
I'll give you all the copper wiring you want once we're done here.
Like I want a token of your affection.
I need to find a way to connect the colored nodes to each other without crossing any wires.
Why don't we just use the plasma torch?
That's not going to work this time.
The crowbar?
Nope.
And one more piece of junk is operational.
My joy rises like a phoenix. You are silent, you now alarm me. Now I must continue my search. Farewell, silent one.
You know, I'm kind of glad I missed out on that one, boss. Sometimes it's nice to just be along for the ride.
Excuse me.
Sir, my apologies, sir. 187th Legion built. Surly Company. Reporting.
Horatio Nobuild, version 5. A pleasure.
Horatio Null-built, sir? Never heard of any service bot with that disputation. Still, it's good to see another Urbanian, sir. After things got foobarred back home, I figured Surly Company was all that was left.
Urbanian? What are you talking about?
Assad. Finally made a friendly and he's as cracked as Primer. No offense, sir, just hoped... Well, never mind that. How can I assist you, sir?
Surly Company. Urbanian. What are you talking about?
Well, sir, I'm not sure quite where to start. I had you figured for one of us, seeing as how you came up as a friendly on my IFF.
I could see you as a member of Surly Company, boss, but as friendly? No.
Zumi's got some mouth on him, huh, sir? Always do those flyboys.
Look, why don't you just give me a quick rundown?
Well, sir, can't say to harm, even if you are a decoy. War is over, after all. It was over before Surly Company even deployed. See, we're Urbanian robots. Long time back, Urbani and Metropol got to fighting over something, who knows what. The Metropolitans fried their civilians, and Legion told us to strike back. Word was, some big airship of ours was supposed to knock out Metropol's defenses, and we just come in for mop-up. But the Metros took our ship down with their own heavy hitter, some giant named Goliath.
I see.
Anyway, Surly Company was all that was left, so we deployed 200 strong.
What happened then?
Well, it's a long march from Urbani, sir, and most of us broke down on the way. All said and done, the only ones who made it were me, 113th, and a signal bot we call Primer. The rest are all out there in the dunes somewhere.
I'm sorry.
War's war, sir. If it didn't crash hard, they wouldn't have built us in the first place.
If it makes you feel any better, Horatio cut Goliath's finger off.
Well, sir, someone ought to stick a medal on your chest.
Why are you in line?
Seeing as how I'm on the outside now, sir, I figured I had to go pay restitution for shooting up the enemy HQ.
Enemy HQ?
Yes, sir. That big tower in the center of the city.
Okay, so why haven't you paid? It sounds like all of this happened a long time ago.
Years ago, sir. But the courthouse has been locked down the whole time. I figured they'll open it up eventually, and then I can clear my name.
What if it doesn't open?
Well, sir, I know all about hurry up and wait.
Can I try opening that door?
Lay that, sir. The authorities told me that no one goes in till the door opens on its own.
But aren't we on the same side?
Affirmative, sir. But since I'm on CivDiv now, my programming requires me to submit to the local authorities.
What happened to 113th and Primer?
After we got to Metropole, we tried to put up a fight, but couldn't do much. They fried 113, and my rifles jammed. Primer surrendered on our behalf. After dressing us down, they took all my big guns and sold the 113th shell to some scrap dealer. Primer never was the same. He encrypted part of his own logic so he wouldn't have to think about losing the war any longer. Then, he disappeared beneath the city. And me, I came here.
How did the war end?
For Surly Company, it ended when we staggered in here and surrendered. Beyond that, sir, it's all above my pay grade. Truth is, sir, we never even knew what we were fighting for, let alone what the Metropolitans wanted. So I can't say for certain that Metropole won, but I'm pretty sure Urbani lost, what with all the civilians being dead and the army being beaten.
How do you know you even have to pay something?
This seems logical, sir.
What if I could pay your fine for you, or get it canceled?
Well, sir, then I'd be much obliged. And I'd probably just leave town. Can't say that I'd much like being in enemy territory.
And how are we gonna do that, boss?
I'll figure something out. Goodbye.
Over and out, sir.
The Law and You, a Metropolitan Guide. It's written by Clarity Arbiter Built. It explains about the refuge rule and says that, for the first 48 hours after a robot arrives at Metropole, it will not be punished for violations of any laws except for harming another robot or causing significant property damage. Look here. Under Metropole's refuge rule, a newcomer to the city is not liable for any superficial property damage caused within the first 48 hours of his arriving in the city.
Well, sir, I'll be crashed. But I shot that building pretty good.
Are you sure?
Think so.
Anybody home?
You know, boss, I don't think that's ever going to work.
You never know. It's far too high to try climbing. This must be where 187th Legion Build tried shooting the door, but the damage is entirely superficial.
Amateurs.
Erasium Null Build version 5. I am Metromind. I have been watching you. I am always watching. I know what you are doing. I know why you are here. You are welcome in my city, but that welcome can be taken away. And there are worse things to lose than a power core.
Wait.
Don't know what you've been up to, Tyro, but you're poking at the wrong socket.
I'll bear that in mind. I inspected the damage. All you did was ding the metal.
Well, for once, I can't complain about the Poseidon P-shirts they gave me. I owe you one, sir. If I ever see you again, I'll be sure to repay the favor.
You should stop drinking, Oswald.
Oh, stop being such a snob.
Goodbye.
Parting is such sweet sorrow.
I can't reach it from here. Crispin, can you try typing something into that keypad?
If by typing you mean ramming my face, then yes, boss, I suppose I can.
Warning. Factor facilities decommissioned. Enter at own risk.
Oh, hi. Oh, hey. Now look what I see. The wings of a bat and his little trainee.
Why is everyone we meet crazy?
Crazy, he says. Oh my, oh dear. I assure you, my comrades, there's nothing to fear. Just little lost me, your brother knight errant. A brother in arms. We have different parents.
Who are you?
My name is my secret. You can't make me talk. I'd ruin my puzzle, give a key to my lock.
Maybe we'll just call you Screw Loose.
The Joker, he seems, for sure not ace. He needs a small clue to spare him disgrace. For the crowd to adore me, Prime is my name. By now, no doubt, you've heard of my fame.
You're 187's brother.
Line up the toy soldiers, 200 abreast. The bravest of brave, the best of the best. Wind up the toy soldiers to march on their way. The city has fallen, no reason to stay. 200 abreast, my sisters and brothers. Now only 3 left. Forget all the others.
I guess that's a yes?
50 behind me who came off the line. The gunner's no funner for being a brother of mine.
How do you survive down here?
I'm a soldier by trade. Legion built me to last. My armor is sturdy, my pistons are fast. I carry no guns, for my weapon's my mind. And those who would kill me will find themselves primed.
Really, don't you think you're overdoing it? I mean, that barely made sense. And it hardly rhymed.
No. Bro,
Why are you here?
when we laid down our arms, my medal was taken. Triggered of honor from the cause we'd forsaken. The Metropolitan thief cast it deep in this hole, where now it lies buried like bituminous coal.
Cogs and gears, bituminous coal.
You're looking for a medal?
No, my comrade, you've misunderstood. I sit here and wait, as a penitent should. If the medal finds me, I shall claim it straight. But until that day, I shall sit here and wait.
Do you know anything about that locked bridge past the cars?
What I know is a vault locked tight with a key, which only a fool would open for free.
Fine. What do you want?
Was that a fool, a peddler is he, who opens his locks for merely a fee?
I repeat, what do you want?
Nothing more than to sit here and see if you poor interlopers are smarter than me.
Boss, can we use the plasma torch on him?
No. Why Primer?
There's nothing so gorgeous, flawless, or fine as the perfectly indivisible numbers of prime. Consider this list 2 to 199.
Well, that was helpful.
There's a dangerous-looking robot just past here.
Yeah, aren't you worried he's gonna eat you or something?
I've seen him quite often, though he'll not see me. And so we are happy as neighbors can be.
Can you hide us from him?
If I could, I would not, but the choice is not mine. There's no room in his brain to be further primed.
Goodbye.
Farewell, farewell, linger not for my sake. Your mission is calling, the city awaits.
I don't want that sl-
Here we go again.
Let's go.